back to Four Faces. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about that Canelo Edgar fight. Well, you know what happened. Canelo won. By the way, the time is now 2:34 at night, 2:34 a.m. Sunday, September 15th, 2024. Edgar lost. It was simple as that. If you look at my past video, I say he was going to lose, and nevertheless, exactly what happened. It just basically came down to the reason why Canelo won. It's pretty straightforward. He just got more skills. I mean, I talked about his record earlier. I told you that Canelo had 61 fights, over 30-something knockouts. I mean, he won the last straight couple of fights, unanimous decision. It was no way in the world that he was going to lose to Edgar. I mean, it was pretty straightforward as that. Like I said, after round 3, after Canelo knocked him down, it was pretty much smooth sailing. But let's talk about something greater than that, because that's not really a surprise. What was kind of surprising is that after the end, Edgar cried. He almost cried. You could feel the emotions eroding from his skin, from his breath and skin. Like he was like, I love Canelo. Canelo's the best. I love him. He's my brother. Like he was almost like he wanted to break down and cry. I kid you not. After talking all that smacking Canelo with fake cheese and all that, he was like basically, yo, he's my idol. Yo, I kid you not. Listen, watch the fight. And I know you guys gonna watch it for free. You know it, I know it. But nevertheless, he was like, Canelo's my idol. Like, I thought that, hearing Edgar talk, and this is kind of weird me saying this, but hearing Edgar talk, it sounded like he wanted to say, Canelo is my second dad. Like, he was going on. He's like, he's my legend. I respect, now all of a sudden he respect Mexico. I love the Mexican. My second home is Mexico. And la. So he basically gave Canelo a bunch of roses and flowers and a brand new limousine. And you know what? Maybe a Maybach on top of that. I mean, it was crazy the way he was praising Canelo after he lost, after he took a knockout. I mean, with that being said, I am going to give him some credit that he was willing to humble himself. So, I'm just throwing some shades out there because he was very disrespectful to Canelo. Canelo, earlier in the lead up to this fight. So it's good that he humbled himself and came back down to planet Earth. There's one more thing I'm going to say about this fight. It was very interesting. Nevertheless, not too surprising, but I do want to talk about Fat Joe. Yeah, let's talk about Fat Joe. Now, Fat Joe was talking a whole bunch of smack too. He was like, Belanga's going to win. Edgar Berlanga, he's going to win. He's got the skills. Fat Joe, Fat Joe the rapper. The guy who talked about crack, 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 who made this song, crack, crack, crack. He's from New York. Rapper, Fat Joe from New York. He was like, Edgar's going to win. He's going to represent Puerto Rico. Now, Fat Joe is Puerto Rican, so that's probably why he was favoring the guy. But nevertheless, Fat Joe, it didn't work out right, Fat Joe. He still lost. All that praise you gave him, all that, he's going to win, all that nonsense. Come on, Fat Joe. Be serious, man. You're talking about Canelo. Canelo has won 61 fights. I say this over and over. Like that, when you fight that many fights, you've been fighting that long for a reason. You ain't lost only 2 fights. So you gotta think about, like, you could say what you want to say about his competition. Now you could say that this guy was too young, inexperienced, blah, 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 blah. But keep in mind, this guy that he fought, we're talking about Edgar, he won. He had a lot of knockouts. He won 22 fights with 17 knockouts. I mean, it's not like the guy, and 0 losses. It's not like the guy came in there with 10 or 15 losses. No, the guy came in there with a pretty decent record, if you want my opinion. He just didn't have enough experience. But it wasn't, and he stayed. By the way, it went the whole 12 rounds. That fight went the entire 12 rounds. So even though Canelo was beating him in every round, and he did knock him down in round 3, Canelo fought a whole 12 rounds. I gotta give Canelo credit because Canelo was able to fight 12 rounds. I mean, like, yo, people are saying that he's getting old. And the reason why I say it, because people are saying he's getting old, blah, blah, blah. But, yo, for a guy who's supposed to be getting so old, man, he went 12 rounds, man, with this guy. That was pretty impressive with a younger guy. Keep in mind, this guy, Belanga's in his 20s, and Canelo's in his 30s. So it's it's not like a 80-year-old and a 50-year-old, something like that. But nevertheless, the guy is considered a younger boxer than Canelo, and he hang with him for 12 rounds. Not too bad. I will say though, back to Fat Joe again, is that Fat Joe should also apologize. He should also give Canelo flowers and roses and maybe buy him a Maybach, because at the end of the day, he said a lot of disrespectful things, and he should take some of that back, man. He really should. I mean, now let's move forward. With that being said, maybe Fat Joe, maybe you should learn about boxing a little bit more. I think you should. Maybe you should do that and stop running a clown show. With that being said, let's talk about, oh shucks, that was one of my books that fell. Sorry about that. Let's talk about his future. Let's talk about Canelo's future. Now, you're not a promoter. I'm not a promoter. I'm not his boss. You're not his boss. But let me tell you something what's not going to happen. And based on what Canelo said, they asked him, listen, who you going to fight next, man? Who's in the wing? You know what he said? He says what he always say. I'm going to go to hang out, be with my family. And then once I'm relaxed, had a good time, then I'll think about it. See, I need people to understand. Canelo is in that position, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with him or not, he's in that position where he could pick whatever fight he want to fight. And that's it. Simple as that. I mean, and it's going to sell. By the way, we're going to talk about the money. Let's talk about the money real quick, because it's not really a lot not to say. It pretty much sold out, did very well. A lot of attendance there at the arena, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. It did very well there, so sold a lot of tickets. Like I said before, prior to this, you can look at my past video. By the way, subscribe, Four Faces. Leave a comment below. I told you the numbers. I gave you the numbers of the seats. Some of the seats were going all the way up to $8,000. I mean, you had $4,000, $3,000, $1,000. I mean, the seats wasn't selling like $10 or $20. I mean, you wanted to go see Canelo, you was paying some money. You paying all the way up to, like I said before, in the 8,000 range. I mean, that's a lot of money. That means people are willing to go see him. So it is what I was saying. This is why the guy pretty much can pick whoever he want to pick. And I'm pretty sure the pay-per-view numbers, the PPV numbers, going to come in. And that's going to look also fantastic. So it goes without saying that the guy can pick and choose what he wants to do, whether you like it or you don't like it. He's making money. People are willing to see him, and that's just facts. He's got a whole daggone nation behind him. This is why you think, let me just say this real quick. Why you think Edgar said, oh yeah, I love the Mexican. I love Puerto Rico, but I also love Mexico. And that's like my second home. Why do you think he said that? Because he knows he was there. He's seen how many people attended. He don't want to lose those customers. Because at the end of the day, they are customers. He wants to gain some of them, if anything. So he had to retract anything he might have said against Canelo, because he's going to need those checks. He knows it. I know it. And everybody know it. With that being said, what is Canelo's future? Well, he could pick whoever he want to pick. Now, I'm going to be honest, and let's just keep this real. Him fighting, let's say, Crawford, it makes no sense. You know it. I know it. Everybody in the world knows it makes no sense for him to fight a daggone Crawford. It makes no sense. Crawford basically, yes, he won the fight that he had at 154. Yes, he did. But did he knock anybody out? No. Did he bully anybody? No. Did he do any spectacular thing like he did with Spencer or Porter? Be honest. Answer is no. He was not capable of doing that with this guy. And mind you, this guy had way less fights than Crawford had. Way less fights than Crawford had. Right? And Crawford was not able to knock the guy out, knock the guy down not one time. Literally not once. Not once. And Crawford gave him a lot of his best shots. Go look at the fight again. You see, Crawford gave this guy a lot of good hits, and the Ukrainian did not drop, man. He didn't drop at all. So now that was at 154. Now that would mean Crawford would have to go all the way up to 168. 168. And keep in mind, I want you to think about this. When Canelo goes in and weighs at 168, you think he's going to come in at the same day at 168? No, no way, no how. He's going to probably weigh more than 168, probably maybe 170 something. Easily, maybe 180, who knows? You know what I'm saying? The point is, even at 168, the time he actually comes to fight and weigh in, yes, he's going to meet the 168 requirement. But the day of the fight, man, yo, I'm telling you now, Canelo probably coming in at 170 something plus, maybe 180, man. I'm telling you. Crawford is not going to be able to be as flexible, as athletic at 168 plus. I don't think so. He wasn't able to do that at 154. Once you think listen, you got some heavy hitters at Canelo's weight class. You think Crawford is going to be able to match that? I don't think so. This weight class is for a reason. As you heard this before, it's an old cliche, but it's so true. There are weight classes for a reason. And the reason is because that weight matters. When that weight hits you, it's going to matter. It's going to matter a great deal. So with that being said, I don't see that happening. And Canelo's not going to want to take that fight. He's not going to take it. Now, I will say from a financial economic side, what Canelo did make a lot of sense. And you may say, oh no, you should fight Benavidez, the monster, or Crawford. But let's think about it. That fight, Mexico against Puerto Rico. Yo, let me tell you something. That's a great selling tactic. Puerto Rico against Mexico. What better tactic can you get on Mexico's famous day? What better tactic can you get? What better promotion can you put out there? It's a perfect promotion. You know what I'm saying? So Benavidez against Canelo. Okay, two Mexicans. They ain't going to see that. No. But Canelo and a Mexican fighting a Puerto Rican. Oh man, what a spectacular fight that was. You get what I'm saying? Like that makes more economic sense, and that makes more sense as far as putting people in the seats. And let's just talk about Benavidez real quick. Now, the last fight that he had, just like Crawford, he was not able to do nearly the amount of hurting and pain and knockouts that he did with his previous fights. That's just facts. That's not me making this up. That's just facts. Go look at that fight as well. You see, the last thing I'm going to say, these guys, they want to move up and they want to fight who? Canelo. They got to understand. First, number one, you can't disrespect Canelo. Call him name. And listen, I'm not sitting here stroking Canelo. No diddy intended. No diddy. But what I'm trying to say is that you got to understand, when you in that space, right, and you know that if you fight Canelo, you making a lot of money, and Canelo knows that he ain't stupid. He knows whoever's going to fight him, they going to make a lot. They guarantee to make some money. So he's like, what I'm going to fight you for? What do you have to offer me? Well, listen, if he goes and fight Crawford, like he said, he just said today after his win, he said, if I fight Crawford, what are they going to say to me? They're going to say, the guy's a smaller guy. Well, he just fought a guy who never lost, right? The guy, whatever it may be, smaller guy, whatever, taller, whatever it may is. But nevertheless, is he going to get flowers? They're going to say he's the greatest? No, they're going to keep saying Canelo is great no matter who he fight, as long as he win. Crawford's not going to make any difference with that. Now, Benavidez might be a little bit different. I think he have a better chance of really solidifying himself with Benavidez rather than Crawford, easily, without even thinking about it, right? That would make a bigger mark, a bigger stain, a bigger mark, bring him more closer to that, that epic, finale for Canelo. That would be much more grander than Crawford, because Crawford is just too many classes gotta go up, just too many weight classes gotta go up to even fight him. I believe that fight should never even happen. But with that being said, it is what it's going to be. This is Four Faces. Listen, subscribe, leave a comment below. Listen, it was a great fight. Canelo won. It's nothing that no one would ever thought would go any way different. We all knew that. Just to summarize, Canelo dropped Edgar third round. right? Knocked him down, not a problem. He got back up. It lasted all the way to round 12. At the end of the day, Belanga basically, praised Canelo, saying how great he is. He's a legend. I love him. I want to be my second father. And that was pretty much it. And Canelo, he just took it in stride. Only thing he said about Belanga, just for a record, he said, "Oh yeah, he's good. He's a good kid." That's he literally said just like that. He's a good kid. You could, keep trying, keep working hard, kid. You'll make it someday. That's basically what he said. Like, you'll make it someday. He gave a little, you get a little kid on a chick. You'll make it someday, kid. He said, "Thank you, daddy." It was one of those moments. Anyway, I digress. This is Four Faces. We're here to give you news, relevant information. Listen, subscribe, stay with us. We'll be back. And you know what? We'll talk.